Bonjour,
This is Tristan and Gavin.
and we are here to talk about the Zodiac Killer. A detailed explanation on the mystery of an unknown killer from the 1960s. We have 5 confirmed victims of the Zodiac Killer. What made him famous is that he had sent the letters to the press and had threatened them and made sure that they were on the news, strangely enough. In his letters, when his exchange with the police, he had claimed to have killed 37 more people, waking up to a total of 42. These murders took place primarily in the San Francisco Bay Area, including Vallejo, Valencia, and Lake Berryessa, California. Victims were typically shot at close range in secluded areas, and some attacks were ambushes.
The Zodiac Killer sent these cryptic letters to the police that he claimed to say that would reveal his name. So police would try, and they sent these to some of the Naval Corps people to work on deciphering the code. But they could not figure it out. But when they released the letters into the press, which the Zodiac Killer had threatened them with, a couple from California was able to crack it.
So, the Zodiac Killer is a murderer who is directly linked to 5 murders in Northern California. 2 victims survived despite serious injuries over these murders. He had sent these letters between 1969 and 1974 before making an abrupt disappearance, ceasing communication entirely. Through the correspondence, there was no real identity revealed in time before the disappearance, so nobody ever confirmed his identity, and nobody knows if he's still roaming out in the real world. Their main suspect, Arthur Lane Allen, was drawn out of a victim's description, though the identity and the link to the murders were never confirmed by the police. When in Riverside, California, he had stabbed an 18-year-old college student. 1966 was the 18-year-old college student. 1968, a teenage couple was shot to death close to a car. In Vallejo, he attacked a young couple, though the male victim survived, the female did not. In Lake Berryessa, he attacked another young couple, and the male survived. And in San Francisco, the last known victim was a taxi driver who was shot by the Zodiac. The killer referred to himself as the Zodiac in his letters, and he also used other names like Sam or the Monster. On August 1st, 1969, San Francisco Examiner, San Francisco Chronicle, and Vallejo Times-Herald each received an identical handwritten letter in an envelope without a return address, beginning, "Dear Editor, I am the killer of the 2 teenagers last Christmas at Lake Huron." The letters contained details from the Zodiac Killer's murders that only the perpetrator could have known. The killer went on to threaten further attacks if the letters weren't printed on the front page of the papers. Each letter closed with a symbol consisting of a circle with a cross through it, in what would come to be known as the Zodiac Killer's symbol. The letters were each accompanied by one part of a 3-part cipher that he claimed, contained his identity. The most mysterious and scary part about this Killer is that there was no motive. At least there wasn't a known motive for these murders, as police were never able to find the killer. However, it seems as if this self-proclaimed Zodiac Killer is dubbed a fame killer, which is someone who kills to gain his own fame and fortune. After several taunts in 1974 to the police and press, he abruptly ceased communication. The main suspect, Arthur Leigh Allen, died in 1992. Though investigation continues to this day, some of his previous letters have been deciphered by amateur codebreakers Donald Hardin and his wife Betty.
So these letters were cracked by just a couple that, like to solve things and, very mind active. But he would leave his symbol on like all his letters and even on the side of some cars where he killed the couples. And then he would also leave these other dates of these other murders that he had committed. And then he would sometimes leave what he did them by. So on the car door of this taxi, he has the Zodiac Killer's cross. It has Vallejo, 12/20/1968, 7/4/1969, September 27th, 1969 at 6:30, and then by knife. So he is giving the police, when they go there, where he has been, what he did, and they still cannot find the killer. And so to this day, the Zodiac Killer mystery remains unsolved. Our sources for the presentation template was Slides Mania. The little images we had in there were Unsplash. Our information sources were from History.com, Britannica.com, a Zodiac Killer biography, and the Register. This is Tristan and Gavin with the recording, and our absent partner, Camden Schuster. Thanks for listening.